What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the On Mission podcast here in 2026.
And yes, we are back after a short break.
Yeah, over the holidays, hope everyone had a great time and excited for this year and ready to kind of jump back into it. So,
Yeah, it's going to be a good year.
yeah, so
So, why do you think boredom hits us differently, even if we're in the same room?
boredom, yeah, exactly. One of us I think will stay, one of us is ready to bounce at certain times, and sometimes neither of us may feel understood. So, what do we do with this idea of boredom? And that's what we're going to talk about today, the frequency of boredom.
Yeah, but how do you define frequency?
Yeah, frequency, it's kind of that internal state of our being. It's how we show up. And I think some people will say it's like, "Oh, it's the vibration." Not to get all crazy and don't think
Maybe
about
the energy and how you show up every day.
Yeah,
Could be.
absolutely. It's like it's like you listen to music and you can feel the bass, like a song that has bass and the song that doesn't have bass,
Mm.
right? You hear the thump, but you also feel the thump of the bass. Same way it happens, I
Mm-hmm.
think, in relationships. Just
Mm-hmm.
man, dude, I jived with that person. I didn't jive with them, and that's just because I think we emit this frequency.
Yeah, kind of like emotional energy that you feel from someone.
Exactly. So, yeah, and we were talking about this in the kitchen the other day, and we're like, we've got to talk about this on the podcast, is because if folks, you'll notice that as we go along and through this journey, yeah, we're very different, and when boredom shows up very different in our lives, and so, and we're not really talking about attention spans here. But
That word boredom to some people I think can sound negative, but it's actually can be a positive thing.
yeah,
Like even in our kids, right? Like they come and say to us, "We're bored." Well, I'm not going to rescue you from that. You figure it out. Like become curious and
yeah,
creative.
yeah. One thing we do not mean here is boredom isn't laziness.
Yeah.
It's can actually be information. It can actually be a
Hmm.
signal in our lives. And I think as a couple, if we don't learn how to read that, then we misinterpret each other.
Wait. So boredom can unlock clarity? Is that what I'm hearing you
Yeah,
say?
well, I think so, don't you?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, I know in our conversations that we've had, it's been like the more we begin to understand each other, especially in this area of boredom, it's like it's obviously unlocking clarity. Like, oh, I'm not as weird as you thought I was.
Yeah. Yeah, because then I think at first I misunderstood why you're bored about things. And you maybe with me was like, why do you continue engaging in something that's boredom
Oh
to
yeah,
you?
yeah, exactly. Prime example. You're listening to a podcast today, and you telling me all about this, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, that is the most boring thing ever. Like, why would you give up your time? But then on the know, there's things I do that you're like,
It's uncovering for me, it's uncovering information that I'm curious about. And even if it's packaged in a boring
mm,
way, I will listen
yeah.
to that. But some people the package means a lot. Like if somebody's not showing up with like inspiring energy or frequency, then you're like bored, even if the message is good. Is that
Yeah,
is that a fair analysis?
I think so. I mean, like some people can listen to a monotone professor talk about the differentiations between atoms and molecules. Boring, like, and everybody, oh man, that was just the greatest thing. And I'm thinking like that was like watching paint dry.
Yeah.
But it's not wrong. It's just different.
Yeah, so our definition of boredom can differ very much between who we are and what we enjoy.
Exactly. And that's been part of our clarity journey together of just understanding that.
Mhm.
I remember different times I'll be like, "Why are you listening to that?" And you'll be like, "Just leave me alone. I enjoy this." I'm like, "Glad you do." I'm gonna go cut down a tree or something. But
That's what's funny. Like, I feel like when you're bored, you go do something like that. Or
yeah,
maybe it's a way to unlock clarity. Like, you will literally go cut down a tree. And I'm like, oh, he must just need to clear his head.
vroom, vroom, there goes Anthony again.
And I'm like, oh no, we're losing another tree.
No,
Like,
yeah. I think you process information by taking it in, and like you'll listen to certain stuff you like to learn and glean that information. I think it's the older I get, I am, and see if you agree with this. I process information by actually filtering it out. Is, oop, that doesn't align. Mm, no, not listening to that. I mean, how many times have I actually
Oh, wait, wait,
listened?
wait. So boredom can be misalignment for some people. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
Like if it doesn't align with what who you are, then you're like, I'm out. I'm checked out.
Well, that's it for me.
Yeah.
That's not for everybody, but I think for in our context here, yeah, you're taking information in. I'm probably trying to filter information out and being like, okay, that doesn't fit, And so, if I'm not connecting with it, I'm going to bounce to the next thing. Hence why you hate it when I control the music in the car or something because very rarely, well, why what? Finish the song.
Finish the song. I mean, it is a DJ on steroids. Like we get
We'll go from
film
country.
scores to
Oh yeah, give me
country.
some Hans Zimmer, and then we're over here about a country lullaby about our kids growing up. Let them be little.
Sad. Like we swing the emotional like roller coaster a lot when you do music, which is it's very adventurous, and
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
I am not crazy, folks. So
So boredom definitely hits us differently,
right,
is what we're
yeah.
establishing.
That boredom is a signal. It's not a flaw, and that it's going to show up differently for us, and it's um, yeah, it's just been interesting as we've unpacked this over the last few days
Hmm.
of how that actually shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think another thing too, kind of processing this in real time is when it comes to certain environments, you will stay and endure it.
That is true.
I am like, where's the exit sign? Like I'm in um but yeah, have you
Yeah.
noticed that?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think both can be powerful because like both can be an asset and both can be
Hmm.
a liability.
Hmm.
So I think that's why we're a great team in that way is sometimes we do need to stick things out and I'm like, let's stick this out a little
Yes.
longer. And then you're like, okay, we need to bounce. Let's move on. Whatever it is.
Yeah, and that can be in conversations, in environments, in even relationships. I think it's just like, okay, no, um, not
Mhm.
not like we're trying to be heartless or anything like that. It's just once
And
again, you take it by you filter things by taking it in. I'm filtering things out. I think is what we've
that's
discovered.
interesting. I'll have to wrestle with that a little bit.
Yeah. So tell me this. I don't think I've ever asked you this. Have you ever resented me for my boredom?
Probably.
real, real conversations here, folks. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, we need to finish some things, or we need to see some progress, or see some things through. But yeah, so I would say yeah. But then have you resented me because am sticking with something longer than maybe I should?
I think I've learned that, and I think this is just in relationships. I've just not tried to come at you and just right off the bat and be like, "You need to change this." It's more like, okay, how do I help her? How do I help her discover this on her own? And she thinks it's her idea.
Yes. But then I pick up on that.
Oh, bummer. Got to be more discreet and not try to be like, "Huh, told you so."
But I think though too, like we both are striving to be in a growth mindset.
Very much, yes.
So if I'm awakened to the fact that something is not working, like I need to shift and be open to growing in that. So I think
And
when you're in a
yeah,
growth mindset, that really helps in your marriage and resentment because then you're more open to be like, okay, what do I need to change here?
yeah, exactly. And I try not to be like, told you so type of a person when you do
Yeah.
discover. Oh, but yeah, it is. I think you mentioned it earlier. It comes back though to that's just a misalignment in that boredom. If we ignore it, can turn to contentment and resentment. But when we understand it, it then actually can become clarity. And for whatever type of life you people are leading, can be
Mhm.
it can be that signal. And so But yeah, so when it comes to this boredom thing, is like, is there certain fears that you have that surrounding it that's like, oh, on the other side of it, this may happen or that may happen if we remain too bored. Is that a
We remain too
no,
bored.
or or if we don't address the boredom, maybe is so. Do you have any things that come to mind that, or do you just trust my leadership so much and you're just like, yes, babe, I totally get you. Uh,
So, am I fearful of anything
not
because
so,
of boredom?
no fear, or is there certain things like, okay, what's around the bend if he stays bored too long? No, or if I.
I don't know. I don't. That's an interesting question. I think um maybe the fear of sometimes I have fear of missing out.
FOMO.
Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't
Which
know that.
maybe we all do. I don't know. Like it just may look different. Um yeah, because sometimes you're adventurous about certain things and sometimes I'm adventurous about certain things. Like I like to go places and I get bored if I am in the same place too long. I'm like, I've been home too much. I just need to go somewhere.
Yeah,
And you can be home longer than I can. I feel
and I
like
never used to be that way. I don't
I don't
think.
know if it's because you can just like find so many things to do. I don't
Tree
know.
to cut down.
Yeah. It's good that we live on some land because
No,
there's
yeah, but that can also be a distraction. But anyway, I don't know. Yeah, it's that's interesting. The whole
I
FOMO
don't
thing.
think of fear in that way of like being afraid.
Yeah.
If anything, it's like fear of missing out on something.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I think for me, it's more of like, if I stay in a situation too long, then maybe it's the fear of missing out too. Then, but I think there's also like, what am I doing to myself by allowing myself to be in a certain situation? Does that make sense? It's like,
Maybe.
if I stay bored too long here, I'm going to lose myself. Like, ugh, I
Yeah,
don't.
like meaning like if you're equating boredom with being stuck.
Ooh, ouch. Yeah. Yeah. Hence, that's why I like to pull through in the parking lot so I can just.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Even the seats you choose are very much like, can I find my exit quickly
Yeah.
so I'm not stuck in here
Well, I'm
forever?
trying to work through that. All that.
That's not a bad thing. Like I appreciate that from a security perspective because I'm like, hey,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna get out quick if we need to.
Yeah. 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 So has there been like, in this journey, has there been like one defining moment that has been like the clarity moment when it comes to boredom, or is it all just
Clarity moment.
like, oh, that makes sense now, or
I think just appreciating someone's definition of it and respecting
mm,
what they need.
mm-hmm.
So, like, just understanding that you like to know when the end time is of something and like respecting that. You're like, okay, are we going to be done at 2 o'clock? Okay. Then just knowing that, then you can endure whatever it is.
And that was very frustrating. I think
That was.
I know for you, because you'd be like, why does it have to have an end time? It's very important. Oh yeah, because it's like, I don't know, because you can.
And then little arguments creep up. This is what happens like in marriage, and it can happen in business when you're working with
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
any people, is you misunderstand the heart of the person and you're like labeling them as weird or whatever because they don't view this the way you do. And it's like, hey, actually I can appreciate you let you
uh,
appreciate an ending time. Okay.
yeah,
I can
yeah,
deal with that.
yeah. Oh, that's interesting. But I do remember I was very frustrating to you, and but yeah, I think it is. It's a clarity thing for me too. It's just I like to know what the expectations are going into something, but also for the other people, it's like, if it's just open ended, like, oh dear, um, I might be bored. Oh, but
Is
but
there such a thing as fear of boredom?
oh, I'm sure there's probably some phobia named after that. But I don't know. And if, yeah, maybe I have it, but no, I think it's just a yeah, you want everything to have a purpose too. So I know you never used to be that way. Like years ago, it's like, yeah, it was easy to be on the go all the time. But now I think I do just enjoy the solitude sometimes. And then it's like other times, all right, let's go do this, but it's has a purpose, it has a meaning behind it.
Mhm.
And even though it may be boring type to some people,
Mhm.
um,
So vacations. This is an example of, and this may be show up in your marriage or
yeah,
friendships, is
where are you
like
going with
a
this?
week of sitting on the beach is totally like boredom to you. And I could enjoy that as long as we like were doing some stuff.
I'm like, are
But
we going? We're going one afternoon from 2 to 4. All right, and that's
one day at the beach.
yeah, and it's not. I mean, I can respect people that do that, and I think that's the biggest thing is boredom isn't disrespect. It's actually more. It
Yeah.
comes back to like you said earlier. It's
Alignment
alignment,
with what you enjoy.
and it's not that then I don't and willing to endure some of those things. I mean, if our friends want to say, "Hey, you want to go hang out at the beach house?" I'll be googling or looking up what all the activity things we can do around there. But like, all right, but yeah, that is funny.
But as far as vacations, like the places we've explored the most have always just been like new places or
Yeah,
mountains, hiking.
yeah,
Like there's a lot of movement, which I
yeah.
enjoy. It's
Because
it's great. It's still nature. It's just different
our
types of
idea of
nature.
that would freak some people out. I mean, like, what last summer we went 2 weeks out west, and it was not planned out. We're just like,
No,
we're gonna take it one day at a time.
we kind of had an idea.
But what I'm saying is, we didn't have it like
Oh no,
we're going
we
to
didn't
have
even have our lodging booked, and
lodging.
some people were like, "What?" But it actually was kind of cool because then, especially our kids are younger, so you kind of have to adapt quick with that
Yeah,
age.
yeah,
And so you have to assess, can they handle another day here, or what
yeah.
do we need to do as a family?
Because that did happen because we were at one
Yeah.
national park and hey, they were really enjoying it. Okay, we can stay an extra day. No, not a problem. And so, but yeah. So, anyways, crazy. See how this creeps up in our lives, huh?
Yeah.
In a good way. But so well, folks, before we wrap up, maybe let you can sit with this. Then is asking yourself, where are you enduring out of duty, and where are you exiting out of protection?
Ooh, that's good.
Neither is wrong,
Sometimes we can stay too long,
right?
and sometimes we can leave too fast.
And both of those need to be understood. And so I think that is kind of a
And
question to wrestle.
probably, it would be interesting to see the data on this, but probably opposites marry each other. A lot of times, the one endures marries the one that moves quickly.
Yeah.
Maybe not always, but I would say that I mean happened in our case. And
Yeah.
the best thing for our marriage and the leadership of our home was just being like, it's okay you view the world that way.
Hmm.
I can respect that. That's not weird.
But
That's who you are.
there's also an excitement. Okay, then how do we turn this into have maximum impact and maximize it
Yeah,
for good?
because it
And
can
so
be really a powerful team.
absolutely. So once again, that question for you to wrestle with is simply this: what are you enduring out of duty, and then what are you exiting out of protection? And so if this maybe this conversation names something real for you. If so, hey, share it with that spouse or friend or coworker, and we'll see you the next time on the On Mission podcast.